I guess we've called this event today, well, we called it as soon as we got the letters yesterday at 3 p.m. So I guess the intention of this gathering of everybody here at the moment is, one, to hold a press conference, which we just did inside, and two, to all get together to decide what we're going to do to try and defend these spaces. We don't know how long we have. The police have given a reasonable time, and when they were queried on what a reasonable time was, they threw the question back at me and said, what did I think a reasonable time was? And so someone suggested maybe 10 to 15 years, because that's how long it takes to get public housing. Someone also suggested maybe 24 hours, and the policeman said, oh yeah, 24 to 48 hours, that sounds like a reasonable time. So they could come in today, they could come in tomorrow, we really don't know.
Hey, me and my kids just left East Gippsland due to domestic violence. We had to flee our home. Haven't got much at all, except for this house at the moment that's keeping us warm and safe. There's a lot of groups in this city that hold the violence title. Most of them are just referral places, and they're not doing nothing at all for me and my children. I want to know, where are we meant to go when this house is going to sit here doing nothing for how long? Where am I meant to take my children? I'm trying the hardest as a parent to do the right thing and care for them. Yeah, but you understand what I mean? I've had a home for 10 years. I'm not scared of paying bills, but due to the violence, we've had to leave it. And there's not many people at all around this city trying to put their hands up to help me and my kids. I'd just like to say, Safe Steps, they've let me down in a big way. They promised, to help relocate me and my children. And we're Wurundjeri, we're traditional landowners. Where am I meant to take my kids? And this joint's just going to sit here and do nothing at all. Yeah, so if there are any organisations who hold the violence title and can give me a hand, I'd really like to hear from yous, because there's not many joints at all. A lot of them need to drop the family violence title, I think, because I don't know where to go next. And yeah, I'm really confused at the moment. I'm trying my hardest as a parent to do the right thing by my little fellas, and I don't know where to go to next. So if anyone knows, I'd like to hear from them.
We need a roof over our heads here in Bendigo Street. This is where we choose to live. I choose to live on my grandfather's country. I feel at home when I walk this land, when I'm down on the Birrarung, down on the Yarra River. My mother used to live on the Snowy River and on the banks of the Snowy River in Alberston. Her blankets were Hessian sacks, bean sacks. And that breaks my heart that my mother never ever had her own bedroom, But I don't hold hatred or animosity or blame or anything toward anyone. But, we're all humanity beings. And we're all capable of loving and being loved. And, there's not a lot of people in the Wurundjeri community that will actually come and speak for the battlers, the real black fellas out here doing it tough and living how our people used to live, looking after our children and everything like that. Frank, you do a great job, mate. And I see the state of his home. That house is clean. Every room is clean. There's no syringes laying around. There's no stolen property. There's not people having sex all over the place. There's none of that stuff. There's it's just people, family, together in the one roof. And I reckon that, the state government should hand these properties over to the traditional owners and Indigenous people, because we have a duty of care as traditional people on Wurundjeri country for the black fellas and the white fellas and all the rainbow coloured people that go through our land. We have that duty of care too. And that authority that of our LORE law has been disintegrated or put over there somewhere, but we can't touch it. We got children, you know, we got responsibilities, you know, and we need a roof over our heads too, you know.
HPU condemns the state for its inactions, for its actions. HPU calls on the broader community. Do you think that this is something that you should be turning a blind eye to? Do you think that this is good for the social fabric, to have an increasing number of people experiencing homelessness, abandoned by state, living rough on the streets and being vilified by the mainstream media as choosy beggars, or being blame shifted on when people experiencing homelessness have predominantly landed on a struggle street created by state with land banking, and the fact that 20 federal politicians own $300 million worth of investment properties, but they're not disclosing that as a conflict of interest where it comes to bills before them regarding capital gains tax or negative gearing. There's a conflict of interest there. They're involved in creating homelessness and they're blaming people who end up homeless. Because we're not just fighting for the people on this street, we're fighting for generations of people who have gone through unnecessary suffering because the state has abandoned them. We've got an auntie up the end of the street. She's got a relationship with her grandkids now. She was sleeping in the train station in the city and people were spitting on her. Yeah. We've got a brother here who was sleeping in a caravan park. Now he's got a relationship with his son because his son can visit him here. His son couldn't visit him in the caravan park because it was just a toxic space. If you want to look up Bozo's Backpackers, check out the reviews, and this is where they're going to potentially send their auntie who's pregnant at the moment. There's sexual predators there, there's no locks on the showers. This is the accommodation support that they're offering people as your human right to housing. I wouldn't send Martin Foley there. I'd like him to go there, yeah. See what it's like, see what you're trying to force onto people, because I'm sure you wouldn't last 24 hours after you get beaten up for 3 cigarettes or you hear someone getting raped and no one turns a blind eye. You know, these are really serious problems, and we're better than that as a people. I know we are, I've seen it.